While horoscopes and astrology are considered unrelated to any form of psychology, there's something about these pseudoscience concepts that the INFJ personality type finds rather intriguing. Whether you believe in horoscopes or not, these so-called 12 shades of the INFJ may offer some insight into how INFJs differ from one another in the most subtle of ways. Welcome back, psychos! Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Number 1. The INFJ Aries. If you're an INFJ personality type who was born between March 21 to April 19, then you'd be considered a part of the Aries zodiac sign. According to astrological.com, the INFJ personality type traits actually have very little in common with the Aries archetype. In fact, people with the Aries zodiac sign are stereotypically known for their extroverted and often masculine-dominating attitude. So, it would be out of the norm for an INFJ to also be an Aries type. However, it happens, and it's usually presented as a more extroverted and superior INFJ who still inspires others to think differently, to see things differently, and to live differently. With less need for introversion, the fiery INFJ Aries is more likely to take the leaps and bounds that INFJs are known to, instead just imagine and fantasize about in their own minds. Yet, they may come off as slightly arrogant and more set in their ways. Number 2. The INFJ Taurus. The INFJ Taurus, born between April 20 to May 20, is considered a much more likely match. With roughly similar personality qualities, the Taurian INFJ is both sensitive and warm, with a deep sense for love and empathy. However, what sets them apart is their innate reliability and responsibility that some INFJs, especially INFJ employees, can eventually fall short of. The Taurus INFJ will push themselves beyond limits, but still enjoy the much-needed R&R that is typically expected of them. In fact, this INFJ zodiac holds a strong desire for social and corporate stability, which normally INFJs don't pay too much attention to. They also tend to be very responsible spenders, slightly stubborn, and possibly even stronger-willed than other INFJ signs. Nothing stops the Taurus from succeeding in fulfilling their vision, not even self-criticisms and perfectionism. Number 3. The INFJ Gemini. Born between May 21 to June 20, the Gemini INFJ often exudes a combination of ENFJ and INFJ qualities due to their tendency to communicate their feelings and their ability to be more of a conversationalist in general. The Gemini INFJ tends to possess a slight nervous energy to them, and they don't hesitate to let their closest people know what they're thinking and feeling, even if it's not positive. Like most Geminis, the INFJ counterpart seems to have multiple personalities, with extreme mood swings often taking over the otherwise stable energy of the typical INFJ type. They can go from calm and rational to emotional and frenetic with little warning, yet the INFJ in them tries to keep these mood swings less noticeable to others if they can. Yet, in the grand scheme of things, the INFJ's stereotypical idealistic imagination is still very apparent in the Gemini sign, and it may lead them to overlook some of the inconveniences in their reality. Number 4. The INFJ Cancer. The Cancerian, born between June 21 to July 22, is considered a natural fit for the INFJ personality type, meaning it's one of the more popular zodiac signs among this MBTI type. With their commonalities being that they're both homebodies who are very devoted and fond of their loved ones. The INFJ Cancerian is known for their big heart and profound emotional depth that they use to uplift and support the ones they care about. With selflessness and self-sacrificing habits, this emotionally sensitive type expects the same commitment in return and can get very offended and spiteful should others fail to reach those expectations. Since they're wired to soak up the emotional energy of the people around them, INFJs and Cancers are both considered intuitive and even psychic with vivid premonitions about people and events with serious accuracy. Number 5. The INFJ Leo. Known as the lion or the lioness, INFJs born between July 23 and August 22 hold a beautiful combination of empathy and attractive charisma. Unlike the stereotypical INFJ, the INFJ Leo is more likely to have feelings of jealousy and insecurity when they don't get the attention or appreciation they expect and give to others. Even though the Leo INFJ is still considered an introverted type, they tend to desire more attention than the typical INFJ, and they usually socialize with a deeper sense of confidence and self-righteousness. They may take a little more interest in their outer appearance and public image without necessarily requiring the spotlight that the Leo zodiac sign is known for, since they still require a great deal of time to themselves. Luckily, INFJ Leos are also known to have a better grasp at setting boundaries when they feel exploited or manipulated by people, something most INFJs have to learn over time. Number 6. The INFJ Virgo. The Virgo is said to be one of the most common and similarly described signs amongst the INFJ personality type. Any INFJ born between August 23 to September 22 would fall under the Virgo sign, and is often described as a particularly modest and, at times, self-deprecating type. Similar to the stereotypical INFJ, the INFJ Virgo takes pleasure in serving others using their keen advice, and is often strongly pulled towards people with flaws and difficulties that they know they can help them with. They can easily hold a deep sense of compassion for others, yet, when it comes to their self-image, it can be rather uptight and perfectionistic. The Virgo INFJ holds extremely high standards for themselves and can quickly get roped up in self-analyzing and fixating on their shortcomings. Often shy and reserved, this INFJ zodiac can still get fussy and particular about the little things. Number 7. The INFJ Libra. Born between September 23 and October 22, the INFJ Libra exudes a magnetic charisma and calm demeanor that encourages others to confide in them with no hesitation. Often considered more of an extroverted INFJ, this Librian subtype goes to great lengths to maintain equilibrium and harmony in their lives, usually by balancing a variety of responsibilities without getting overwhelmed. Like most INFJs experience on some level, this zodiac displays a true distaste for conflict, but also struggles with being rather naive, because they can easily see the best in people. This tendency leads the Libra INFJ to be considered more of a pushover in comparison to some of the other INFJ zodiacs who can more easily stand their ground. Yet, when it comes to injustices inflicted on others, you can bet this type will find their assertiveness because they absolutely hate cruelty, especially to the vulnerable. Number 8. The INFJ Scorpio. The Scorpio INFJ, born between October 23 and November 21, is known as the rather intense INFJ zodiac. Extremely loyal and fiercely independent, the Scorpion INFJ may sound like your typical type, but they exude a sense of deep mystery and passion that isn't so noticeable with other INFJ signs. The Scorpio INFJ leaves a trail of intriguing mysteriousness that adds to their magnetic appeal, and they live up to their passion by being quite intense lovers with a deep desire for both emotional and physical union with their partners, whom they often need to feel emotionally complete. However, the Scorpio INFJ is also known to possess a heightened level of jealousy and are capable of becoming slightly more vengeful than most INFJs. And because of this, sometimes this type has a little more difficulty with trusting the people they let in. Luckily, they balance this out with their keen ability to judge character. Number 9. The INFJ Sagittarius. Unlike the INFJ Scorpio, who leans towards passion and mystery, the Sagittarian INFJ comes with more of a philosophical and curious nature. Born between November 22 and December 21, this INFJ zodiac type is naturally optimistic, which they back up with their humorous wit. However, they have a blunt spin on them that differs them from other INFJ signs who tend to be a little more conflict-averse. Nonetheless, the Sagittarius INFJ loves to connect with people and thoroughly enjoys listening to other people's perspectives on propagated mainstream culture. always looking to connect the dots to a bigger picture, which is generally quite typical of this personality type on some level. Although they may not get out much, the Sag INFJ has a particular interest in learning new concepts and finding ways to free their spirit. Number 10. The INFJ Capricorn. Known to be the most serious and solemn INFJ zodiac, the INFJ Capricorn, born between December 22 and January 19, projects serious, hardworking, and ambitious habits. In fact, the stereotypical INFJ perfectionism and imagination is matched beautifully with the Capricorn's ability to get things done. However, with the idea that everything is merely a task to be completed, this INFJ zodiac in particular may deal with difficulties of staying in the moment, even more than the average INFJ already struggles with. This is what gives this horoscope the image of being a little too uptight and even condescending at times. But besides their strong-willed and diligent qualities, the Capricorn INFJ has a particular love for vintage style and certain traditions that normally INFJs would overlook, which gives them a unique spin on the rather untraditional INFJ stereotype. Number 11. The INFJ Aquarius. The Aquarian INFJ, born between January 20 and February 18, is considered the doer INFJ who doesn't hesitate to actually put their imaginative future projections into play. Whether it's solving their own problems or the problems of their surroundings, this INFJ doesn't wait on the perfect moment and doesn't usually get stuck ruminating about the best possible route as much as the traditional INFJ. However, they're considered more of an introverted type, meaning this INFJ zodiac is more likely to make an impact behind the scenes and doesn't really require the praise that other zodiacs may feel is necessary. In the same breath, this sign is still highly emotional, yet they may seem emotionally detached because they're more likely to guard their feelings in comparison to Aquarians of other MBTI types. And lastly, number 12. The INFJ Pisces. The INFJ Pisces, born between February 19 to March 20, is known for their sensitivity and tends to take things a little more personal than the other INFJ zodiacs. Stereotypical of the INFJ, Pisces possess a natural intuitive wisdom and spiritual insights that are easily communicated. However, they have a difficult time observing things from an objective standpoint, leading them to be held back by their idealistic visions of the future, unlike the Aquarian. In addition to that, this zodiac may not be as good at judging characters because they have a very tolerant attitude with a seemingly impressionable nature, which means they may be more susceptible to falling prey to deceit of dishonest people. On the bright side of things, the INFJ Piscarian is more in tune with their creative side, in which they let their imaginations run wild, and don't allow their perfectionism to ruin it for them. Alright, psychos, that's all 12 INFJ zodiac signs for you. So, which horoscope are you, and can you relate to your supposed shade of INFJ? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.